Another prominent party leaders yesterday visited President-elect Bola Tinubu, who returned to the country on Monday after a month's stay in France. Tinubu had gone to take a rest after an exhausting presidential campaign, which culminated in the election on February 25. Other APC leaders on the national chairman's entourage during the visit included Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji, Senator Godswill Akpabio, Jubrin Barau, Olamilekan Adeola, Okoyemi Bamidele, Emma Bocha, and Tokunbo Abiru, and Honorable James Faleke. Indications, however, emerged from the visit that the party's leadership might have decided on the zoning formula for the 10th National Assembly leadership, with the South-South allegedly penciled for Senate President, while the Northwest is being considered for speakership. Okay, Ayo.
All right, so the race to the number 3 man in the Federal Republic of Nigeria in terms of the president of the Senate, we had conversations about this a number of times, bringing in some likely or would-be candidates or suitable persons for that position. Of course, having fought and run a very interesting campaign over the past few months, the APC clinched the tickets, and now it's time to determine who will take on the principal offices in the House, both the upper house and the lower chambers. So in terms of the President of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives, a number of people have thrown in their hats into the rings and have tried to explain or position themselves favorably with the people. But the big question had been, would these positions be zoned or not? There have been speculations around this because the president-elect had not come out to state whether, as with in previous times or with in terms of looking at antecedents, they would zone based on the fact that he is from the Southwest and his deputy is from the Northeast. Also, another key factor in this particular one, which is the first in a very long while, at least in terms of our modern democracies, that both of them are of the same faith. The ticket, Muslim ticket, which had stirred up a few controversies in certain quarters. Now, indications, and I must use that word, I'll bring that word up make it very prominent, is that these are indications. There's no definite or specific word from the president-elect or his office. But what it seems like is that it's going to now be zoned to in terms of the President of the Senate, South-South and the Northwest, respectively. With regards to the President of the Senate, it had been a tussle as to whether I would go to the Southeast or the South-South. And if he had gone to the Southeast, there were frontliners like Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, who had said he's very experienced, he'd been in the House for a long time, and so he brings with him not just experience as a governor, but also in the House. But if this is going to the South-South, then we then throw in people like Chief Timipre Silva, who was, Godswill Akpabio in the House, who also had said he was very qualified to doing so. I don't know what this decision in terms of the zoning would portend for this conversation around the Southeast not featuring prominently, at least in the appointments or in committees so far. There's still conversations in the transition committee, even though some quarters have come out to say that it's just for the planning of the ceremony. So these are conversations to be had as well. And the good thing would be that we haven't had, I don't think in terms of the South-South Senate president, so this would be good in terms of that, holding that principal office, and then the Northwest having the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Again, like I mentioned, still indications. At the end of the day, the Senate would be the ones to vote who their principal officers would be. And then either they will follow party alliance or vote individually.
Well, nothing is cast in stone, and all of this is just in the realm of speculation for now. So, with regard to the leadership of the National Assembly, what the papers are reporting, speculatively, I think, is that, it's going to be zoned to the South-South. The speakership will be zoned to the North-Central. Nobody knows. There is a deputy chairman of the All Progressives Congress from Northwest who is saying that the National Executive Council of the party should meet because they haven't had NEC meeting for a very long time. But today, the National Working Council of the APC is going to meet. So what will come out of that, nobody knows. What we can say as Nigerian citizens is that whoever emerges as President of the Senate or emerges as Speaker of the House, regardless of region. Should not be somebody who will come and say, I'm a rubber stamp person. As we witnessed in 2019, 2015, where persons who have been chosen as leaders of the National Assembly told Nigerians brazen-facedly that, look, we are rubber stamp people. Anything the president wants is what we will do. We have brought up that issue on this program again and again with members of that National Assembly. And, okay, at least I remember one person saying, oh, we were not exactly a rubber stamp. But we want a National Assembly, the 10th National Assembly.